Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a brand new video and a brand new year. Wow, it's been a while, hasn't it folks, and I can't apologize enough. It's been quite a while since my last upload. You know what life's like. As soon as I get into the routine of things, something knocks me back weeks and weeks and weeks. So I do apologize. So hopefully we're back in the swing of things now. Well, 2026 has been a complete washout so far in the UK. It has been probably the worst winter I can remember of not being able to get the telescope out, not even once this year. It's been awful, the weather, and I really do feel for all you newbies out there who have just got a new telescope. Maybe you acquired one over Christmas, and I know the frustration. It's just sitting there, you're dying to get it out, and it's just been cloudy. Hopefully it will clear up soon, folks. I mean, spring's just round the corner after all. But as it is, at the time of recording this video, we are in mid-February, so we're still in the winter skies. If it is clear tonight, here's a few targets for you to have a look and find. Some common, some not so common for the winter skies. Now, whenever you mention the winter sky, you can't help but mention Orion. Now, Orion is the dominant winter constellation made up of seven stars, sorry. 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7 stars. And the main feature of Orion is, of course, the 3 stars in the middle representing Orion's belt. Now, it's a very distinctive and bright constellation, this one, and really easy to find even in light polluted towns and cities. Now, Orion is home to one of all-time favourite targets, the Orion Nebula M42. Now, the Orion Nebula is what's called a deep sky target, and deep sky targets are simply objects that are outside our solar system. Usually, you do need optical aid to see deep sky targets, but there are a few that you can actually see with the naked eye, and the Orion Nebula is one of them. To find it, you just simply look just below the belt of Orion, and with the unaided eye it just looks like a small hazy fuzzy patch, but that's it. That's the nebula. In fact, what it is an interstellar nursery. Stars are being born as we speak in that nebula. Of course, to see its true beauty you need a little bit of optical aid. Even binoculars will show you quite a side with the Orion Nebula, so certainly one to point your telescopes and binoculars at on the next clear skies. Now, just above Orion you'll notice a V sort of a formation of stars. Now, this is Taurus, the bull. The V shape of Taurus we actually call the Hyades, or the Hyades if you like, but what I want to draw your attention to is this star here. It's a beautiful bright orange star. Now, this star is called Aldebaran, and like I say, put your telescope on this one. You can even see it with the unaided eye. You'll notice it's a lovely bright orange star. Another great target to have a look at. Now, if we use Orion as our marker again, our main marker in the sky, if you go just below that, we come to Canis Major, the big dog. Now, Canis Major is unmistakable because it contains the brightest star in our night sky, Sirius. You always know it's crisp, cold nights when you see Sirius sparkling low on the horizon. And that is the reason, by the way, that Sirius does look like this, because if you do look at Sirius, even with the unaided eye, it looks like it's multicolored. Primarily red and blues are flashing. This is purely an optical illusion. Of course, the star is not actually emitting red and blue light. It's because it's so low down on the horizon and it's shining through the thick Earth's atmosphere. If all stars was as big and as bright as Sirius and was as low as Sirius on the horizon, they would all look multicolored. What a spectacular sight that would be. But on a funny note, actually, Sirius is one of those stars, not so much these days with the modern internet, but back in the day, Sirius was often reported as a UFO. People were freaked out by seeing this bright multicolored light just hovering above the horizon. But of course, it was Sirius. Now another lovely star to have a look at. Yellow seems to be the theme tonight, but another beautiful bright yellow star is Capella. Now Capella is in the constellation of Auriga. Now Auriga, relatively easy to find if you look straight up. It's pretty much in the winter directly above you, and it's kind of like a coffin shaped constellation, but Auriga's this star here, and like I say, with the unaided eye you can definitely see it's a different tinge of color. It's like got a yellow tinge to it, but through binoculars or a small telescope it really does bring out the beauty of the color of the star. Another worthwhile target to have a look at. Sorry for the quick interruption, folks. I just want to say a quick mention to my sponsors. Now don't fast forward because you are obviously into astronomy, and if you are into astronomy then you need to watch this, because my sponsors are now SVbony. Now if you're not familiar who SVbony are, well, they're all things astronomical basically at unbelievable, unbeatable prices. Now I've been using SVbony for years, way before my YouTube channel, so they certainly got my seal of approval. So if you are in the market for a new eyepiece, a new camera, even a new telescope, maybe a mount, whatever it is, please check out the link in the description below first before spending any money, because I'm sure you're going to save yourself a fortune with SVbony. They are unbeatable. Not only that, you'll be doing me a tiny bit of a favour as well, because I do get a small bit of percentage out of any sales done in the link below. Now a fun thing to have a look at this winter, and this is what we call an asterism. Now an asterism is just a small grouping of stars, or it can be like a small part of a constellation. A classic, or the most famous one, is the Plough, aka Big Dipper, the frying pan, the saucepan. I'm sure you know which constellation I'm talking about, but in fact that's just a small part of Ursa Major, and as you can see Ursa Major is quite a large constellation, but that little section there that we know as the Plough is what's called an asterism. Well, in the winter time we have a beautiful asterism called a winter hexagon, and it's something I'm actually surprised I've not featured on this channel before. If we start with this bottom star of Orion, Rigel, that is and we'll move from the bottom and work our way left round clockwise. So we've got Rigel is the bottom part of the hexagon. Across from Rigel you've got Sirius, which we've already talked about, unmistakable. Now just up from Sirius we've got Procyon. From Procyon you'll go up to Gemini. Now Gemini is again a lovely constellation for you to find. As you can see, the two lines almost twin each other, and it has the famous stars Castor and Pollux. And of course Castor is actually a binary system. It is 6 stars in fact, but it's a good test for your telescope actually, to point your telescope at Castor and see if you can actually split that star. But it's not Castor that we're talking about, it's this neighbour Pollux, is the third star of the hexagon. Now across from Pollux we have Capella, and from Capella down to Aldebaran. Now as you can see, these kind of make a hexagon shape. Now like most of these asterisms things, you do have to use your imagination a little bit, and you may say, well, what's the point of that? Well, the asterisms are great when you're just starting this hobby, because not only are you learning constellations, but you're also learning stars and what certain stars are, if you can just memorize those stars, and so it just expands your knowledge of this brilliant hobby that we're all into. Now of course I have just literally scraped the surface of all the many delightful things that you can see in the winter sky. Please feel free to have a look in my library. I have done plenty of videos on this time of year target, so go and have a look at that. But that's about it for a video, folks. Sorry it's taken so long. Like I say, this is about 2 months overdue, but we finally got there in the end. Well, I do keep my fingers crossed for you folks for it to just clear up a little bit. Like I say, UK has been a washout this year, but have faith, guys. Them clear skies are coming soon, and you'll be able to get that new telescope out and have a look at these targets I've mentioned. In the meantime, folks, Take good care of yourselves, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye for now.